Yes, you can get in touch at 0955-997-997. Today I'm doing it without Fanatic, but we can still have a great time. Now, like I said earlier, we'll be having something special happening, and it is a very special interview. And in the studio with me, I have the Swedish ambassador, Miss Lena Nordström, as well as chief editor of the Partner's Guide, and this is Willbern. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is a pleasure to have you in the studio with me.
Thank you.
Well, we are going to be talking about the Partner's Guide Young Zambian Business Journalist of the Year competition, which is in conjunction with the Embassy of Sweden right here in Lusaka, and we'll be getting into detail about the competition. But before we do that, Mr. Willbern, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the Partner's Guide.
Okay, so the Partner's Guide, it's a Zambian business magazine. It's been around for a few years now. In fact, I think we're in about our 14th edition, somewhere there. So it's a magazine which is basically designed to educate the business community, also to give information to local entrepreneurs, also people from outside the country looking to invest in Zambia, and also looking at reaching the key business policy and decision makers both in Zambia and people affecting Zambia as well.
Okay, and you are going to be having a competition.
That's right.
For Young Zambian Business Journalist of the Year. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so basically I think the reason behind that was that I would say currently in the Zambian media, I would say, and a lot of other stakeholders that we speak with would say that business and economics is perhaps slightly underrepresented at the moment in the Zambian media, and we think it's quite important for the media to cover business and economics issues. Number one, just to keep people informed about what's happening in Zambia, to give inspiration to local entrepreneurs, but also for international investors coming into Zambia. The more information there is in a local media about the business opportunities and what's happening in business in a country, then the less risky it becomes for them to invest in a country. So I was just giving a comparison on another radio station the other day that, let's say an investor, they're deciding between, let's say, Ghana, Kenya and Zambia to invest, and there's a lot more information about Ghana or Kenya, then it's probably more likely that they're going to choose to invest in Ghana or Kenya because there's more information, and the more information you have, the more idea you can get about what business opportunities to invest in, and the less risky it becomes for you. Okay. So our idea was, if perhaps those journalists currently in the media perhaps do not have an interest in business, or the knowledge isn't there, then let's create a new generation of journalists that do have an interest in business, and let's develop their skills so that moving forward in the future we can have more and more coverage in the Zambian media about business and economics issues, give more information and inspiration to local entrepreneurs, but also to get more local content that makes it less risky for international investors to make a decision to invest in Zambia.
Okay, in case you're just joining us, I'm in the studio with the chief editor of the Partner's Guide, Willbern, as well as the Swedish ambassador, Miss Lena Nordström. Now, Ambassador Nordström, what is the Embassy of Sweden's involvement in this?
The Embassy of Sweden is participating in several ways in the competition.
Okay.
First, as a partner in the competition, because we think it's important that young people's voices are heard, and we think it's also important to try to create more information about business in order to enhance our business relations between the countries. But we are also involved in hosting part of the competition itself at the embassy, which we will like very much, and the prize is also a trip to Sweden arranged by the Swedish Institute.
Oh, okay. And why did the embassy decide to support the event?
Well, I think that what Ray has just mentioned, we need to know more about each other. We need to know more about our countries. What kind of images do we have of each other? What do you know about Sweden? What do I know about Zambia? We need more information. Information can clear out confusions, can answer questions we might have. more information can give us a clearer picture of what reality is like. This is important, I think, for us as citizens in general, but it's especially important if you're going to engage with another country and with another place. So I also do believe that more information about what it is like to do business in Zambia will help Swedish businesses thinking about coming to Africa. Okay. Because there is a big buzz about Africa going on in Sweden right now. Now Zambia needs to be part of that buzz. And this is one way of making that a reality.
Okay. And how did this competition fit in with the embassy's mission?
Well, it fits very well with the embassy's mission, I would say on 3 accounts. First, it is a way for us to enhance our economic and commercial relations with Zambia. It is also a way for us to contribute to one of the areas which is important in our development cooperation, which is to contribute to a free and more independent media. And then, of course, it is directed to young people. We believe, not only in Sweden but everywhere, that we need many more platforms where the young voices are heard. And this is an opportunity. So I hope that all your listeners out there really take this opportunity and get into this competition.
Okay. And if you're listening right now, you've probably heard us talk a lot about the Partners Guide Young Zambian Business Journalist of the Year competition, and which is being done by the Partners Guide in conjunction with the Embassy of Sweden in Lusaka. And in the studio right now, I do have the embassy, the Swedish ambassador, actually, Miss Lena Nordström, as well as Chief Editor Ray Willbern. Now, what are you hoping will be achieved as a result of this event? Maybe we'll start with Mr. Willbern.
Well, there's a number of things that we're hoping to achieve. I think firstly, it's looking at getting the youth of Zambia thinking about business and economics issues. Essentially, we're living in Zambia, in a country where the majority of the population is the youth. And I think it's great to get them thinking about business, thinking about economics issues, because these are going to be the future leaders of tomorrow, and it's important to start thinking about these issues today. Secondly, as well, it's about giving them a platform to have their voices heard. I think the youth is also underrepresented at times in the media in Zambia, so it's great to give the youth a platform to have their voice heard, because again, they're the majority, and it's important that their voices are heard, so that the powers that be can hear that voice and develop Zambia accordingly to the youth's wishes. Okay. On top of that, of course, the competition itself, it's going to create a lot of opportunities for young people, and then we're also looking at skills development as well, in terms of the fact that there's going to be a week-long training course held at the Embassy of Sweden, where the Partners Guide team will be training 10 finalists, along with 2012 CNN Multi-Choice African Journalist of the Year, Andrew Mulenga, and a couple of media professionals coming down from the UK, as well as a number of guest talks by captains of industry in Zambia as well, to help improve those young people's business knowledge. And then there's also those networking opportunities that come off the back of that, because after the winner is announced, those 10 finalists will be at a networking event at the Ambassador of Sweden's residence, because we think it's very important that if someone's going to be writing about business, it's important that they get to meet people within business in Zambia, and also their fellow media professionals. So there's quite a number of things that we're looking to achieve with the competition. Okay.
And Ambassador Nordström, any addition?
Yes, I think also this is maybe an example of the way that diplomatic work works today. That today is different. Is different from the older situations, the former times when you maybe were sitting one person on one side of the table and had some kind of negotiation. Today, diplomatic work and our relations are also about networking, of getting to know new things, getting to know new people, of exchanging information, exchanging knowledge, listening to each other, exchanging experiences. I think this is a good example of that.
Okay. I'm in the studio with Ambassador Nordström, that's the Swedish ambassador, as well as the chief editor of Partners Guide, Ray Willbern, and we are talking about the Partners Guide Young Zambian Business Journalist of the Year competition. Now, Mr. Willbern, how does do you see any long-term impact beyond this event?
Absolutely. I mean, we're looking at this being an annual event, so that will mean every year we're training and developing 10 young people in terms of commentating on business and economic issues. So I think the knock-on effect to that will be that more and more people will be commenting on business and economic issues in Zambia, and because of that, obviously there's going to be more information out there. The more information that's out there, the more motivation and inspiration that can give for young entrepreneurs, but also the information that's getting out there, maybe those young people, they've got a brilliant idea that had they not have had the platform to do it, it would have never had an impact on society. And I think that's one of the things that we're trying to achieve with the Partners Guide magazine, because we do get in front of key business and policy decision makers. We've had a number of examples before where articles within the magazine have gone on to make a great social or economic impact because they've been read by people important enough to act on those articles. So it might seem like a small thing, but actually they say from small acorns mighty oaks may grow. So I think just from someone's idea, by them having a platform to share that idea, great things can happen.
Okay. Now, you did mention earlier about your focus on more business and economic issues. Do we see any chance of you breaking off and doing some other issues as well?
I think you need to find your niche in the marketplace. I think we've found ours there in terms of commentating on business and economics issues, and I think whilst we found our niche, we also want to try and encourage other media houses to cover more of it as well, because the more business information we can get out there, the more beneficial it is for our economy and for our society.
Okay. In case you're just joining us, I'm in the studio with Ambassador Lena Nordström, Swedish ambassador, as well as Chief Editor Ray Willbern of the Partners Guide. We are definitely talking about the Partners Guide Young Zambian Business Journalist of the Year competition. If you haven't enrolled yet, you still have some time to do that. Now, Mr. Willbern, any last words?
Okay, well, I thought I'd just leave some instructions on how people can enter the competition. Yeah. In case you're not able to write down these instructions, you can still visit our website, which is www.pgzambia.com. That's www.pgzambia.com. There's instructions on how you can apply there, but also an article by former ZNBC Director General Chibamba Kanyama on how to write a good business and economics article. Also, they can follow us on Facebook, which is Partners Guide Magazine. That's Partners Guide Magazine. Or follow us on Twitter at PG Zambia. But for the benefit of those that are able to take down notes, we're looking for, well, the competition is open for anyone born on or after the 1st of January 1985. You don't have to be trained in journalism. You don't have to want to become a journalist. You just have to be interested in writing about a business or economics issue that you feel is important to the development of Zambia. We're looking for articles between 1,200 and 1,600 words in length. Those need to be accompanied by a copy of your CV, your grade 12 certificate, your Zambian NRC, as well as an accompanying article of 250 words on why you think it is important for the media to cover business and economics issues in Zambia. Now, those submissions, they can be sent either to journalism@pgzambia.com, that's journalism@pgzambia.com, or info@partnerszambia.com, that's info@partnerszambia.com. This is one thing that a national radio station mentioned the other day. What if someone's got a problem with they can't access the internet? If anyone does have any challenges like that, you feel free to call our office. It's Lusaka, which is obviously 211. I've just forgotten the number now. 265 347. Let me just, and in fact, I've got my business card with me because I've just got a complete mental block on what our office telephone number is now. So let me just double check on my card.
Oh, yeah.
So it's actually at 236-745. That's Lusaka 236-745. So if anyone does have any problems with internet connectivity or getting that submitted by email, then please feel free to call us and we can work out a plan.
Okay. Ambassador Nordström, any final words?
No, very much looking forward to all the submissions that will be made. Looking forward to knowing more about what young writers in Zambia think about economics and think about the business environment and doing business here. And we have great hope that this will actually both increase information about business and doing business in Zambia, which will be very good for the Swedish companies interested. But we will also like to include all of you who submit and who take part of this in our network, because today, you know, you may be just creating a new job for yourself. You may be the next entrepreneur, and that's important.
Okay, well, there you have it. I have been talking to the Swedish ambassador, Miss Lena Nordström, as well as chief editor of the Partners Guide, Willbern. Thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.